Hey guys, this is IXRollOutIX with LEGO Transformers Undex. Now, Undex, or Undex, whichever you prefer, is a whale. I kind of like pronouncing it Undex, but I feel that maybe Undex is the proper pronunciation. It is the military abbreviation or acronym for underwater explosion. Pretty simple. He is this little cartoony sort of whale here with the eyes at the front. No real mouth or anything, but that's fine. He has the fins on the side and the tail back here. Very square, very blocky. He does sort of have a blowhole here just because of how the pieces go together. It's kind of just a coincidence, but there you go. I just have a little purple flame here. I don't have any blue flames, so this will have to do. The tail can kind of move, but it is a little fragile, and we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, it can move just a little bit. These can rotate. It does show a little bit of green through there, which is a little unfortunate, but it is sort of hidden by the fin at least. Yeah, just a very simple little whale. No big exciting things here. So let's transform it. Now we're going to do something a little bit different with Undex's transformation here. We're first going to transform it into his initial robot mode, what he transforms from this into without taking anything off at all. This is the initial robot mode, and it's a little more, I guess, perfect transformation because you don't have to take anything off, and that is fine. But once we get there, I'll show you how I like transforming it, taking a bit off and turning it into a weapon just to make him look a little bit cooler. But let's just do the perfect transformation here first. What you're going to want to do, straighten out the tail first, and pull this piece out like that. And pull this out just like so. Same on this side, and straighten these pieces out. Just like that. The bottom side is more or less mirrored, so we're going to do the same down here. Wiggle these pieces out. Bring them up. And there you go. Next, rotate these fins here, bring the limbs down, and this whole section rotates around like that. Then the tail has a little hinge here. Again, this is a little fragile, and this is one of the main reasons I changed the robot mode, but we'll get to that in a bit. Then you rotate this like so, bring this back, just like that, and bring these down. Those will become the legs. Now this comes up, rotates around, and comes back. Then these come down like this. And there is Undex in his initial robot mode. So here is Undex's initial robot mode, and it's perfectly fine, I think. It's got this little bit jutting out the front, but that's sort of compensated by this bit jutting out at the back. It gives him an interesting silhouette, to say the least. At the back here, he does have the tail, and that is just fine. I really like that. However, this bit here is just a little fragile, just being stud friction and a jumper plate. And so is this bit just coming off all the time. So I decided to give him this to replace it. It has no rotation. It has these two little pegs here, and it has these missiles / torpedoes right there. This is where his name Undex comes from. And it just plugs in under here, underneath the arm, and he's got this cool missile weapon. The only problem with this is now he's got this huge gap in his back. So, to fix that, I just rotated this whole section around and rotated this whole section around. And here is his new robot mode. And I just think this looks a lot better. That piece jutting out of his back now fills in the torso. The only real problem is that the undersides of the studs are showing there, but overall I think it's an improvement, and I really do like the missile weapon there. I went with the green for the visor. Gives him kind of a Splinter Cell, Special Ops, military look. His name is a military designation, and he does have, like, the missiles, so he's some kind of weapons expert, which is kind of neat. His head kind of has this tall bit at the top. It's kind of like a British Guard helmet of some kind. I like it. I think it makes him look interesting. But my favorite part about this guy is just the fact that he's got all these fins. He's got the fins here, sort of one being like a tail, and then he has fins on the back of each of his limbs. It just makes me think, like, even when he transforms, he's still an underwater creature. He still is very agile in the water, if not more agile in robot mode than he is in whale mode, and I really like that. I think that has a lot of character to it. Now, if you don't want the missile launcher here on his arm, you can. It does have, like, the little hinge here to get out of the way, and you can put it on his back, which I also like a lot. Gives him kind of a backpack, but an intentional backpack, and it's kind of square, so it does end up looking pretty cool. So, that is about it, guys, and this is IXRollOutIX, signing off.